Welcome to Everything Co-op, bringing you information on how cooperatives can help improve your quality of life. This show is being sponsored by the National Co-op Bank, NCB. The NCB is dedicated to strengthening communities nationwide for the delivery of banking and financial services for the nation's cooperatives, their members, and other socially responsible organizations. For more information on the power of community ownership, visit ncb.coop. That's ncb.coop. Now stay tuned for your host, Vernon Oakes.
This is Vernon Oakes. Welcome to Everything Cooperative this morning. It's a wonderful, wonderful morning. And you know, this is a great day to be outside. Matter of fact, every day and any day is a great day to be outside. Growing up in Bluefield, West Virginia, we used to roam out in the woods growing up, chase everything, butterflies, and run after tires and climb trees and tear them down. And this morning, we have the outdoor person online. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Great, great, great. And you are the store manager for REI, or what's your title?
I am the general manager for the REI Co-op Washington, D.C. Flagship store.
Flagship store. What makes a flagship store?
A flagship store makes something that's really a physical representation of REI. So an awesome store with incredible products, incredible service, different brands that we don't carry elsewhere, and lots of really great experiences for our customers and events that we hold in our store as well.
So how did you all decide to come to D.C.?
How did we decide to come to D.C.? Well, you know, we've been in the region really since the mid-'80s. Was when we opened in College Park and in Bailey's Crossroads. So we've been in the area for quite a while, just never in the district. So, you know, the timing was right. The building was correct. The neighborhood was awesome. And so we decided to open here in the heart of the district. And frankly, if you're going to go into the nation's capital, you have to go in with something incredible. And so we opened with our 5th flagship store back in October of 2016.
You know, I've known about you guys for quite some time now, maybe for me 3 years perhaps. But I didn't even know you were at Bailey's Crossroads.
Yeah, we've been in Bailey since the 80s.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what is REI?
What is REI? So REI stands for Recreational Equipment Incorporated. We are a member-owned co-op serving our members since 1938. And we sell just a variety of outdoor gear, experiences, and events. And like I said, we're member-owned, so we give back to our members every year. They get a dividend check for 10% of whatever they spent that year in full-price product. They also get, just an incredible member benefits in terms of coupons, access to sales, special services. So it's really just an incredible co-op to be part of. We're one of the largest. We have over 12 million over 12 million members worldwide, actually. So.
Wait. You have 12 million members.
Yep.
Wait a minute. 12
worldwide.
million. That's 9 zeros?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty impressive. I joined the co-op 17 years ago, and my number's in the 5 millions. And now when I sell, new memberships to customers, their numbers are a lot higher than mine.
Oh, that's 6 zeros. 12 and 6 zeros. 12 million members. Wow. Around the world.
Absolutely.
1938.
1938, yeah. So REI was founded in 1938 by a couple, Mary and Lloyd Anderson. They were a group of ice climbers. They had 23 friends. And at the time, you could not get good quality gear in the States. You had to get it from Europe. And by the time it got to you, it was costing $20 for an ice axe, which at the time was extremely expensive for that. So Lloyd got together with some of his friends, and they started importing ice climbing axes from Europe so that they would get them at a reasonable price. And I think the price that they originally paid was $3.50. And so they realized just the collective power that they could have as a group. Lloyd didn't want to make money off of his friends, so they started as a co-op. Stayed that way ever since in order to get the right product to the right people at the fair price.
right product for the right people at the fair price.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had it that co-ops can normally give as good a quality, if not a better quality product at a lower price, at least a competitive price.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Now who were the founders? You said Mary and somebody.
Mary and Lloyd Anderson were our founders out of Seattle, Washington. They actually met at the University of Washington. So every year in Seattle, Mary Anderson was actually with us until this past spring. She passed away. Seattle actually has Mary Anderson Day on December 7th every year. That's her birthday.
That's amazing how co-ops get started. It's that, okay, two people need products. So there's a community, there's a need. And then you said 23 friends ice climb, and they decide, okay, I can't get my products. Only way I can get my products from Europe, and by the time I buy it and ship it over here, probably at the time it came by boat.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have airplanes back then. Couldn't get on the internet and order it. Okay.
True.
So they do a pigeon to send over the order.
Exactly.
Or telegraph or something.
Not necessarily as efficient.
Okay. And 4 months later, they get their axe. Sometime later, they get their axe. But it costs them significantly more money. So it's okay. So when they formed, they just bought in quantity.
Correct.
Which lowered the price.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
Okay. And so then they created a co-op, weren't interested in profit motive, just good quality service.
Good quality gear. And, part of it was then sharing any profits they made back with those members of the co-op. So they were able to do that through that model. And that's the way that we've stayed ever since. They're kind of the first quote-unquote store. They operated out of their home for a very long while. And I believe it was 1954, we had the first quasi store. We had a closet above the Green Apple Pie restaurant in Capitol Hill. And then finally...
Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill, Warren, Washington, D.C. Capitol Hill, Seattle is a neighborhood in Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, not here, not in the district. Many years later did we get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in Seattle. They're in Seattle, Washington, which is truly outdoorsy people.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely a mecca of outdoor world for sure.
And so they opened a store above another store. They created
above the Green Apple Pie restaurant in the Capitol Hill neighborhood of Seattle, Washington.
I'm curious on what's a green apple pie, but okay, that's another story. Okay.
I'm not sure it's still there because we've moved the store. So
okay,
yeah, we moved. So in let's see, so we had that store, and then in 1975 we opened our second location in Berkeley, California. That one is still there, and then expanded and grew throughout the 80s, and then talking about flagships there. In 1996 is when we opened the Seattle flagship store. So Seattle flagship is down in the South Lake Union neighborhood of Seattle. And we opened that in 1996, which is the same year that we launched REI.com. And then,
same year you launched what?
REI.com was launched in 1996.
REI.com. So that's your webpage.
That's our webpage, yes, sir.
And then you can order on the webpage at REI.com. Okay. What does it take to be a member of this 12 million members? How do you become a member?
It's very easy. You come into any of our stores or you get online. It's a $20 lifetime membership fee for members. And then with that membership fee, they get 10% back, like I said, every year, and anything that they buy full price. They also, are able to vote for the board of directors, which is obviously a big deal with a co-op. They get members-only coupons. We typically do the 20% off one full-price item, typically once a quarter. They get to come to our members-only garage sales, which is where we sell our used gear back to our members at a significantly reduced rate. They also get discounts on REI adventure trips, REI outdoor school classes, bike shops, ski shops. All those things have discounted rates for our members as well. So definitely a really awesome deal for all the benefits that you get for being a member.
Becky, I got to be a member. It costs $20. Just
Correct.
go in the store, so it's a very low buy-in.
Yep, very low buy-in.
You get to vote for.
Come on in, talk to anybody in the green vest. Our inspired guides are in the store and ready to take care of you.
So where's your store? The address?
My store, the Flagship store, the DC Flagship, is at 201 M Street Northeast, so in the Noma neighborhood, just north of Union Station.
And 20M, is that M in North Capitol?
It is almost. It's M in First. It's just off of M in North Cap.
Okay. So $20 a buy-in, you get to vote for the board, you get coupons, there's member-owner garage sales, and you get discount on venture trips.
Yep, and venture trips, outdoor school classes.
Outdoor school classes. Because I want to come back to that. What else?
And then you get your personal dividend, so 10% back of whatever full price item you spent that year.
So if you buy a full price item, you get 10%. But if it's not full price, if you got a 20% discount, or if you got it on a coupon, you don't get 10% back on that.
Correct. Yeah.
If you buy it at a
the other
garage
thing,
sale, you don't.
Yeah, and the other thing that we do that I think is a fabulous benefit to our members is we actually keep track of their purchase history for them. So if we've had members that come into the store and they say, 2 years ago I bought this really awesome, camp stove, and I don't remember what it was called because I lost it, but I want to rebuy it. And we can look up on their purchase history and tell them, hey, great, 2 years ago looks like you bought a jet boil. Did you want us to take you and show you the new jet boils? And we'll take them over and be able to get them exactly what they had bought beforehand, or somehow help them figure out what kind of gas goes with the item that they bought that they didn't remember. So it's a really great benefit that we're able to offer to them as well.
So do you have items that have lifetime warranties on them, or 10-year
warranties? We have items that have lifetime of the product, not your lifetime.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I meant. Okay.
A little bit of a distinction,
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that would come in handy to keep track of it, of saying, okay, I bought X and it has a lifetime warranty, and you can say, bring it back and you can see it's messed up, and so you can look back to see when you bought it and take it. Okay.
And we can do that for them as well. We can look back and say, looks like you bought that pair of hiking boots 12 years ago. It's awesome stories. If those boots could talk, let's get you a new pair, because sometimes people don't realize how long they've actually had items. So there is that piece that we're able to help with our customers as well.
Mm-hmm. I got a pair of cowboy boots. I think I bought them in 2002, but I don't remember. I know I sold them 3 times. Okay. I came to the store and I just walked around and got totally excited, and I looked at your board of different trips and classes. And so I want to come back and talk about that. We're going to take our first break.
Let's do it.
But you're going to help me get outdoors again.
Sounds good. I love it.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Washington, D.C.'s News Talk, 1450 AM WOL and 95.9 FM.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Vernon Oakes. The program is Everything Cooperative. And WOL is a great partner in that their motto is information is power. And the National Cooperative Bank is sponsoring this program so that they can give you the information, or we can give you the information you need about cooperatives, so you can find a cooperative, and therefore you can, like Becky was talking about, Becky Smith, who's the general manager of the REI store here in D.C., that coming together, groups of people can come together and solve whatever community problem they may have. In this case, REI, Recreation Equipment, Inc.
Incorporated, yes, sir.
Okay. The Mary and Lloyd Anderson came together with 23 friends and started this in 1938. Okay. So we were talking about, before we took break, about the benefits of membership. And I would like, I rode my motorcycle across the Shenandoah Valley. I went out and came across the Appalachian Mountains, and I ran across some people that were camping and hiking across Appalachian Trail. I said, that would be neat. And that's as far as that got. Okay, that would be neat. So when I came in your store and was looking around, also I want to do some, you go out to Great Falls and you see people kayaking. And I've said, that would be neat. That looks like fun. Okay, well, so maybe if I got some classes, I could get out and either do some hiking or kayaking or other adventures outside. So can you talk to us a bit about what kind of classes you have? And
absolutely. So here in the District, Maryland, and Virginia, we're across these three stores in the DMV, we have a full outdoor school program. And what that means is that we run classes in pretty much everything outdoor related that you could think of. We do intro to backpacking classes where we take people out for an overnight. We do kayak tours of the monuments. We do intro to kayaking, so we actually teach you how to paddle the boat before we take you out and explore cool sites. We do rock climbing classes out at Great Falls. We have a full moon hike, I believe, coming up at some point here in the next couple weeks. I think it's November 5th. We have a full moon hike that goes out. We do navigation basics. We do cooking classes. And all of those are run with our outdoor school classes. And those are all paid classes for our customers. It is a discounted rate for members, of course. And, they, depending on what kind of class it is, transportation is sometimes included, sometimes not. Gear is sometimes included, sometimes not. Again, it just depends on which class you sign up for. At the store level, we offer a myriad of classes as well. Most of these are free classes. So we have everything from, we've got a fun one coming up next week that is zombie preparedness, surviving the zombie apocalypse, which is really mostly about survival techniques. Just a fun play on it since it's Halloween. We do basic bike maintenance classes. We have intro to backpacking classes. And these are all taught by the inspired guides that work in my store. So we have two different sets of people that help with the outdoor school classes. Some of them are the instructors that take you out, and some of them are the staff that work in the store that help gear you up and get you prepared for those classes and those activities.
So what's the relationship to the park department? The national parks? Mm-hmm.
So we have a really cool resource in the DC Flagship, and it's called the Adventure Station. And this is a partnership that we have with the National Park Service and REI. And we basically have free trip planning. We have all the resources. We've got some mapping technologies. We've got some really great apps that REI owns to help do some trip planning. But it's essentially a place that you can walk up to the folks that work at the Adventure Station and say, I would like to go on a backpacking trip. I want it to be no more than 30 miles. I need a loop trail. I'd like to take, a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old with me, and I want to be no more than 3 hours from DC. Where should I go? And they will help you spell out where your trip should be, help you find the maps for it, and then give you some checklists and everything, hand you over to the staff to make sure that you have the proper gear for the event. But it's a really, really great resource that we have available to our customers at the Flagship store.
So what's the cooking class?
Which cooking class? We have a lot of cooking classes. We do backcountry cooking classes. We do campfire basics classes. I don't have one. We're working on getting one set up for December, actually, so we can have some fun with a holiday-themed backcountry cooking. I don't think I have one on the books at the moment, but we definitely offer, how to cook. So it's, whether it's cooking over the campfire or cooking over the backpacking stove, to teach you how to have, more than just ramen noodles in the backcountry. We have a good time trying to help folks find the proper nutrition as well as the proper taste when they're on their trips.
Proper nutrition and proper
taste.
Taste. Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess all of it includes safety.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, always.
I was thinking you're going to have a ketogenic diet or something, or proper nutrition. Okay. So it's how to cook outside, basically.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Open up a can of pork and beans and go.
Maybe a little more than that.
I sometimes wait to the end of the program to ask this question, but I want to ask you now in particular. You're smiling and laughing over there. Do you like what you do?
I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. I've been working for the co-op for just over 11 years, and every day I get to go into work at a fabulous place, work with awesome staff members, great customers, and really is a place that it ties into my personal integrity. I love what REI stands for. I love products that we sell. I'm a huge outdoors person. So it fits my personal, just what I want to do with my life. So I love my job. Absolutely.
Personal integrity, huge outdoor person, awesome staff, great customers, fabulous store. So do you pay them to go to work?
Yeah, right? There are definitely days where I get to say, wow, I work here. This is so cool. So, getting to open and run a flagship store in the district is just a really great experience. It's been something that I've been working towards for a while, and is the way that the community has really welcomed us to the area. The events that we've been able to offer have just been just a really great testament to what it is that Washington D.C. wants out of their flagship, and the power of what the co-op wants to bring to D.C. So I've been very, very honored and very happy and thankful to be able to be in this place.
So how did you get here? I mean, 11 years ago, how did you become involved in the co-op? Did you know about co-ops before that?
So I joined REI as a customer at the Eugene, Oregon store back in 2001. It was something I used to direct summer camp, and I was out there and had walked into this really cool store that I'd heard about from staff, and wow, this place is so awesome. I get to, talk to people about tents, and they know all about backpacking, and I was looking to outfit myself for some great gear. So I learned about REI really when I was out there. And then moving back across the country, I started working at REI in the Atlanta market, actually, just as a part-time camping associate. And I worked on the sales floor, and then worked my way up to management, and then was managing actually at the perimeter store in the Atlanta market before getting the promotion to move up to Washington, D.C. as a general manager for the new flagship store. So really cool. I always tell people, I started working at REI because I was a little burned out from summer camp and just wanted to take a break, and thought, I love REI. I've been a customer for years. It's a great place. I had been meeting with some of the staff there to do some programming with my summer camp job, and fell in love with it, and it's been the best year.
So you want to take a break from summer camp and end up as a general manager? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sound like you went from the pot to the fire in terms of stress.
Well, little steps there in between, I suppose. There's a little more to the history than that, but that's kind of the outline of it. In terms of how I got it to that place. But have been very involved, at REI since I started back 11 years ago.
So what do you say your product is? I get that you sell adventure and fun.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
We sell a slew of outdoor products. Our REI owns its own brand, so we actually sell REI Co-op branded items. as well as so many other brands that REI carries. So everyone from the outdoor industry, we sell most of the things that they sell, and everything from the backpack and the boots that you need to carry and wear to the titanium spoon that you might need, to the bike tires, to the kayak paddles, to the ski bindings, anything basically that's human powered. We don't do anything that's not human powered. So we don't sell any hunting, we don't sell any fishing gear, we don't sell any scuba diving, that kind of thing, anything with a motorized bow and arrows, type of things. Yeah.
We're going to take our second break, and we'll come back and have some more fun with Becky Smith from REI. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Washington, D.C.'s News Talk, 1450 AM WOL and 95.9 FM.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Vernon Oakes. The program is Everything Cooperative. We have Becky Smith, who's the general manager of the REI Flagship store here in Washington, D.C. at 20 M Street Northwest.
201. Sorry, 201 M Street.
201 M Street. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Oh, that's why I thought it was right at North Capitol. 201. Okay.
201, yeah.
So NCB, National Cooperative Bank's mission is to support and be an advocate for America's cooperatives and their members, especially in low-income communities, by providing innovative financial and related services. And we have REI, which I'm just excited about. And I was during the break, Becky, just sort of, I don't know if the word is envious of your career. I got an MBA out of Stanford, and I wanted to get into the recreational industry in some kind of way. And the closest I got was an interview with Disney, but this was 1976, and I got one interview, and I paid my way there, so nothing happened. But to have gotten into REI or something like this and just play all day, it's awesome. I love what you do. So I guess I want to talk more about the co-op side of it. Before 2001, when you walked into the store because some of your staff had told you about this great store in Eugene, Oregon, did you know anything about cooperatives?
I knew a little bit, and I have to say I knew very little bit. I actually did my undergraduate work at Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana, and we had quite a few student cooperative housing areas that we had, as well as a co-op, a food store co-op. I don't even remember the name of it at this point. That was in town, so I knew. Literally, I would say that I was familiar with the term, but I didn't really know much about any of the principles to co-op or anything, historically about them at all. So I was really unfamiliar for the most part with co-ops.
I worked at Cummings Engine Company in Columbus, Indiana. We used to go to Bloomington to dance because there was nothing in Columbus. So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I did not know about co-ops back then. I didn't learn anything in my formal education. And later I found out at Stanford they have some student housing co-ops, but it was not taught in the business program. So I picked it up and I started managing housing co-ops, and that's what I do here in the district. I'm a property manager. So by managing housing co-ops, I learned about co-ops, and I've just fallen in love with the principles. And that's what I want to talk about now. The values of co-ops are self-help, self-responsibility, democracy, equality, equity, and solidarity. And in tradition of the founders, cooperative members believe in the ethical values of honesty, openness, social responsibility, and caring for one another, or caring for others. Does REI live up to those values?
Absolutely, we do. The mission of REI, and this is anywhere, I think it's on our website as well, is to inspire, educate, and outfit for a lifetime of outdoor adventure and stewardship.
Can you say that one more time, a little bit slower for me?
Yep. To inspire, educate, and outfit for a lifetime of outdoor adventure and stewardship.
Outdoor adventure and stewardship.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you do that? Inspire, educate, and outfit.
One of the best ways, and you've heard me say this phrase, the inspired guides, the staff that work at my store, that's their job. Their job is to be inspired guides to our customers. So when our customers come in the door, sometimes they're looking for something specific. Sometimes they're just wandering around, and they're really just looking for inspiration. So the staff that work at my store, we call them inspired guides, which is a phrase that some REIs use for their staff. And the staff at the DC Flagship really take that to heart. They take that to mean that it is their job to inspire customers to get outside, to get them excited about the next thing that they're getting to do, and really to help them find the best products for, whatever the adventure is that they're looking forward to doing.
You got a friend in the background?
I do. Got friends in the background. I'm not sure. Maybe the mail person's here.
Okay. Inspire, educate, and outfit. That's where I got sort of a outdoor adventure and fun.
Yeah, to inspire, educate, and outfit.
Okay. So I want to come back to that stewardship, but the principles are volunteer and open membership. Do you have anything in your bylaws or your rules that says this type person cannot become a member?
Absolutely not.
I knew that was going to be the answer.
Not.
So, but in co-ops, it just open and voluntary organizations open to all persons
Correct.
able to use the services and willing to accept the responsibilities of membership without regard to gender, social, racial, political, or religious discrimination. So then you don't care which side of the aisle they're on, liberal,
not at
conservative,
all.
Or
when we opened the DC Flagship, we actually ran a series of programs 100 days before the store opened that was under the wording of United Outside. And the whole premise behind it was left side, right side, united outside. So we would always say whenever you're outside, typically you don't say that you're a Democratic biker or Republican mountain biker. You just talk about the activity. We are absolutely open to everyone.
All right, I'm getting a little static on your phone or something. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if you're moving around. Hello, Becky?
Yep, I'm here. Yep, I'm still here.
Okay.
Good.
So it's also democratic member control is the second principle of cooperatives.
Mm-hmm.
Normally it is one member, one vote.
Correct.
And the big responsibility, or one of the huge responsibilities of membership is voting for the board of directors, because the board of directors are the one that directs the organization. They have the fiscal responsibility. So out of your 12 million members, do you have any sense of how many of them vote for elections?
I wish I did, but I honestly don't have that. I don't have that number here in front of me, unfortunately. But I do know that, each membership gets the option to vote for the board of directors. And
so each member,
whether they choose to exercise that right or not, that's up to them.
Okay. So each member gets one vote?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. And it doesn't make any difference how much money they have or how much they
Not at
bought
all.
or anything like that?
Not at all.
If you paid your $20 and you're a member, you get to vote?
Correct.
Do you all promote the cooperative that you are a co-op? I noticed on your sign by the store it says REI Cooperative, which is I was pleased to see.
Mm-hmm.
But when you send out pieces to, and I'm going to join, by the way, thank you.
Oh, good. Come on down to the DC Flagship and join.
Yeah. And, but when you send out your, invoices or your email, do you talk about the values of co-ops, or do you sell the idea of cooperation?
We really do. I'm glad that you noticed our logo. It says REI Co-op on the side of the building. We have a little plaque that details just a quick history of the co-op. When you walk into my store, one of the things that you see painted on the floor in front of you is "Welcome to the Co-op," and that's something that our staff, our greeters, always say to you when you walk in the door of the store: is "Welcome to your Co-op. What can we help you find?" And so we definitely use the language of co-op. One of the things that we've started this past year or two was a co-op journal. So we tell member stories, things about people that are members of the co-op that are doing just really remarkable activities or service to their communities, and we've been telling those stories to the public really through this online journal called the REI Co-op Journal. So we definitely talk about it quite often, and we talk about how great it is. We have some signs in my store right now detailing, last year alone, we gave 70% of our profits back to our members, our employees, and the communities that we play in.
70%?
70%
of your profit you gave to what groups now?
To our members, to our employees, and to the public places that we play in, to the outdoors.
Wait a minute. Okay, that's what I didn't hear. Public places that you play in.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I want to go back to okay. So it's Democratic member control. Now, the third one is member economic participation. And I heard you say that people to be a member, it costs $20, so that's what you have to put in to be a member. And then you get a percent back, 10% back of anything you purchased full price.
Correct.
Okay. Who decides that 10%, or who decides how much the members get back, how much the employees get back, and how much goes to these public places that you play in?
Not me.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not 100% positive on that one, so I don't feel like I should answer that question.
Okay. A lot of co-ops will have it that the members decide in some kind of a way, and with 12 million, that may be difficult.
Yeah.
Members, so it may be the board that makes that decision.
That would be my assumption as well, but that would just be speculating at that point, so I wouldn't want to do that. And
the members then quasi decide because they elect the board.
They elected the board, correct.
Okay. But I like this number 3, because in housing co-ops and worker-owned co-ops, this is ways that people really can increase their financial wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In your consumer cooperatives, which REI is consumer, that's the consumers own it. Housing co-op is a consumer. Credit union is a consumer co-op. There's a clinic in Madison, Wisconsin that's owned by the patients. And so it's a patient-centric clinic. They make the policies and rules of that clinic. Number 4 is autonomy and independence. In a co-op, they have to be able to control it, that the members control the business. You have a sense of whether that works in REI?
I have a sense of that works because we are member-owned. So at the end of the day, our members, we thank them for believing in us for all these years. And because they get to vote for the board of directors, they do get their voice heard. And because we do things like have member-only sales and events and whatnot, that it does feel like we listen to them. We have something that we call cooperative design, and our design teams actually go out and go hiking and go camping with our members in order to work with them in terms of what types of products they would want to see, and what are some, we're always asking for the feedback from those folks. So, yes, I would say we definitely we definitely look for our members to have the input into what the co-op is about.
Becky, we have our last break coming up. I told you it goes by quick. And I want to talk about the 5th, 6th, and 7th principle. And then I would like to go into some of these co-op journals, some of these testimonies that you were talking about. Okay. So we'll be right back.
Great.
Washington, D.C.'s News Talk, 1450 AM WOF and 95.9 FM.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Vernon Oakes at Everything Cooperative. I'm having a great conversation with Becky Smith, the general manager of REI, the 5th flagship store. So we talked about the first 4 principles before we took a break. Now, the 5th one is my favorite, and that's education, training, and information. And I think it's because my mother was a school teacher and I taught for 12 years. So I'm always interested in getting knowledge and passing along knowledge. So how does REI, you've already talked about the classes that you have for your members. Mm-hmm. But what kind of classes did they have for you as you went from a salesman to management to general manager? What kind of training do they have for the employees?
We do continued training with our staff all the time to make sure that they are, feeling great about products and whatnot that are coming into the store. And we do the same thing with managers, make sure that everybody is up to speed on any different policies and whatnot, and make sure that we are staying clear on HR. But we do a lot of internal training with our managers.
Did you have training in your formal education to be a general manager of a flagship store?
So I have my undergraduate degree from Indiana University. Actually, my degree, ironically, yes, in a way. My degree is in outdoor recreation and resource management with a minor in business. Okay. And then I actually have a master's in education from the University of Georgia with the emphasis in recreational education, risk management, and the outdoors. So a few of those things really did play into not only just running an REI store, but preparing myself to be a flagship GM. Mm-hmm. I did a lot of work when I was in the Atlanta market in terms of, making sure that I was connected to the community, that I was ready for public affairs, questions and calls and comments, and really just helped with, different events that we threw in that market as well. So really getting myself prepared for this next opportunity here in the D.C. area. And Washington, D.C. is a town that I have always loved, always enjoyed, and the opportunity to come up here to the nation's capital and run this store is just such a great opportunity for me. So definitely.
Fantastic. It's great. Okay. And number 6 is cooperation among cooperatives. What are you doing in that area working with other cooperatives that RE might be doing generally, and then what are you doing in the store in D.C.?
Very good question. I would say I'm not 100% positive on some of those areas. I would say that from my store, we just hosted the National Cooperation Association when they were in town in early October. We hosted them for a reception event, which was a lot of fun to bring co-ops to our co-op, and host them. We've got a really great, I know when you were in the store, you probably saw a really great outdoor courtyard space that we have. Mm-hmm. And we hosted those folks in the store that evening for their reception, where they were discussing, the day's events and relaxing from it and connecting with one another. So we were able to provide that location for those folks to do that.
Have you ever had any sales geared toward housing co-ops or credit union members or anything like that to sort of foster the whole cooperative movement?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
Might want to think about that. That might be cool.
I'll make a note of that one for you.
Yeah. And the other one is the one you have in your mission statement. The number 7 is concern for community.
Absolutely.
And you said that you all are stewards of the outdoors. And I guess mm-hmm. in those areas you play in, you want to make sure that they're there for generations to come.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the things that you do to be good stewards?
So, a lot of things that most people do, but some of the things that the DC flagship store has done specifically, last year when we onboarded our staff, we took over 80 of our new inspired guides out to Fort DuPont, and worked alongside MORE, which is the Mid-Atlantic Off-Road Enthusiasts, their local mountain bike chapter. Worked alongside them to do some trail work out there at the Fort DuPont Trails. It's one of the only places that you can legally mountain bike in the district. And so we went out there and did some trail work, some trail cleanup, and had a lot of fun out there with those folks. My team routinely organizes their own stewardship projects here in the district. So we had one down at the National Mall last month. We did one out just north of the Georgetown area. I'm going to forget the name of the park. We did that back in August. We've worked with Kenilworth Aquatic Gardens. So, my team is very much drawn to the stewardship part of REI's mission, and it's something that we are continually working towards getting our team out in the community and giving back to those areas. In terms of REI, we did just announce our 2017 local recipients for grant money. And so the DMV, we gave over $150,000 back to local places across the district, Maryland, and Virginia. So, again, protecting those places that we play in.
I want to make sure people heard you. You just announced your 2017 grant recipients.
Correct.
Okay. So this is a part of, you said that your profit is you divide up profit between your members get some profit back, your staff get profits back, and then the areas that you play in?
Correct.
Get money. And so you do grants. So in 2017, do you know how much REI is given back totally?
I don't know the exact total. I just know that here in this area, it was over $150,000 to the local DMV, which felt pretty incredible for us to do.
So in this Maryland, Virginia, D.C., there's $150,000 to help. Is this organizations or to help with the mission of being a good? Well, I guess it's both. To be a good steward.
Yeah, it's both. It's for some of them are for specific projects that they want to accomplish. Some of them are for helping to build up some of the infrastructure in the area. We actually are helping to fund an organization called the Capital Trails Coalition, which over 3 years we will give over $250,000 to this Capital Trails Coalition, which is helping to link up the bike trails, the bike infrastructure in the district, Maryland, and Virginia, and work with those entities that own the easements to connect those trails. So it's something else that's just a really incredible way for REI to give back to our local community.
3 years ago, I bought a really nice bike, and I've ridden it maybe 3 times. So I need your help.
Come on out.
Okay. All right. I got a whole lot of great ideas here. I think we will have fun together playing in these different arenas. So now I want to go to, and I try to go online. You said to go to rei.com/journal.
Well, if you go to rei.com, we actually have a spot on there across the upper area that's called the Co-op Journal. So rei.com/blog actually takes you to the Co-op Journal.
Okay, can you tell me some of those?
Some of those journal articles?
Mm-hmm.
So these are articles that are written either by REI staff members, they're written by contributing folks, other outdoors folks, people that write these, and they literally are anything from a really cool member story about somebody that's doing a really great activity or a really great event. They are, things around specific product, hiking boots versus trail runners, getting your nature fix in. Some of them are about national parks, places, but it's really all about being able to connect people to people and connect people back to the outdoors. So it's a really incredible place to tell those cool stories.
Or is there any particular cool story that just sort of touched you that you can share?
Let's see. One of the ones that I really like right now, they just posted just earlier this week, actually, is a century of Denali National Park.
A century
so
of?
Going through Denali National Park.
Okay.
It's going through and talking about some of the history of Denali, as well as some of the folks that have been able to go through Denali, people that have worked in Denali and telling their stories. The national parks are such an incredible thing for the United States to have and be able to celebrate those. And Denali National Park being somewhere that's very, very far away. Not a lot of us are going to get up there. And so being able to watch that and see some of the pictures from it is just inspiring and really makes you want to buy a plane ticket to Alaska.
So this is I don't know the Denali National.
Oh, yes. Denali National Park is in Alaska.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you all
it's also been referred to as Mount McKinley National Park.
Mountain Canyon National Park.
Mount McKinley, yes, sir.
So this question popped in my head with, do you all get into the political dialogue of what this current administration is saying they want to do with the national parks?
I would say that would not be an area that I can comment on.
Yeah, I had trouble even asking the question because it is political where we are, but also in the mission of being good stewards of the playground, it's like, what can we do as a nation to be good stewards? Okay. We have a couple minutes left. So let me ask this question so we don't run out of time is, what message would you like to leave people with?
What message would I like to leave people with? I would like to leave people with the message that REI sells incredible gear. We have incredible staff that work with us, but we're more than just that. We are a place to connect people to people. We're a place to connect communities. One of the reasons that we love being in the Noma neighborhood is because Noma didn't really have a place to be a community hub yet, and so we are that place now. We have an incredible store, and one of the reasons that we built the store the way that we built it also is to give people a place to hang out and to connect with one another and rejuvenate themselves from the busy life that they're leading here in DC. We have some really incredible events that are happening at the DC Flagship coming up, and I'd love to tell you about those if you like. We have a really cool used gear swap happening this Saturday from 10:30 to 1:30, where customers are literally going to have their own stuff set up on tables for one another to trade. So I've got a pair of hiking boots I'd like to trade, and you have a sleeping pad I'd like. Hey, let's make a trade for each other, or just we can buy each other's things from one another.
And Becky, we've got to run. I want to trade. But I've got to come by and get some gear so I can trade it.
Yes, come on by.
Thank you very much, Becky. It's been a real pleasure. Everybody out there, please have a cooperative week, and we look forward to talking to you next Thursday, and come down to the REI store. Have a great day.